Hello everybody, we're back. We are going to have an educational wet sanding video on the guitar build. I have got a different hat on tonight. I just felt like putting a different hat on. I'll try to tip it up just a little bit. There we go. So you can see my eyes. Hey, TikTok says they're notifying people that I'm live, because I'm live. And anywho, we're going to do the wet sanding starting on the back. Let me scoot you back here some so you can see. Okay, so we're going to start on the back. That I'll show you guys, because the front I'm going to have to plug these holes and I'm going to have to tape off the F holes, and I don't want any water intrusion. On the back we have no danger of water intrusion. So I want to do this. Okay, I smelled the guitar to make sure that there's no more off-gassing from the clear coats. It's called VOCs, which I'm not for sure what that acronym is, but that's the off-gassing, and you can smell it. So in between the coats, I would actually go out and smell the guitar, make sure that it's not still off-gassing those VOCs. And now we get to the danger zone. Wet sanding. There's two issues with wet sanding. You burn through your clear and your color and you go back to wood. That's not good. Or you get water intrusion into the bare wood of the guitar, which we would face on the front side with all these holes and pockets. Now, I'm not too worried about the pickup pockets because those have all been sprayed. Everything's actually been sprayed with paint and clear coat. We've got 9 coats of clear on this. So, how they say to prepare your, let me put these glasses on so hopefully I can see a few things. So how they say to prepare your water and get ready to clear coat is you put a little dish soap in your distilled water. Now, I'm going to use a block for the center portion of this because it's pretty much flat. I've got a spray bottle that I have distilled water and a squirt of dish soap in that I'm going to keep it wet. I'm going to keep it moist. I've got a microfiber towel and I'm going to wipe it off, and I'm going to show you what we're looking for as we go. And since this is a very touchy process and it takes gentleness, and I will say gentleness because you don't want to press too hard. This is a light touch. All we're trying to do is to get rid of this orange peel texture. Now, even though we have 9 coats of clear on here, we have 3 coats of black, we have 9 coats of clear, that still isn't very much. And you can burn through an edge or a corner or a contour really easy. Now, I don't know why that it doesn't take as much product on an edge or a contour or a corner. I don't know that. All I know is it does, and that's what's been pointed out in the videos from StewMac. So in order to prepare for this, I'm going to have an adult beverage of apple cider. Try to woo-saw and not put too much pressure on this. So what I'm doing, you can't see it. What I'm doing is I'm putting my wet sandpaper, so you got to get wet sanding paper. And we're starting with 600 grit. That's what they suggest. Okay, I'm just getting it wet. The reason to get it wet and the reason for the soap is keep in mind that we're sanding clear, lacquer. So it wants to build up. It wants to stick inside your sandpaper. And this being 600 grit, we don't have a lot of distance between the grain of the sandpaper. Oh, yes, I did color my beard. So based on family and friends' suggestions, I colored my beard and got rid of some of the gray, well, most of the gray. And I've just had one of those days. So if you're working for the man and you're taking what they're giving because you're working for a living, you've had one of those days. I've had one of those days. And I just decided, you know what, I need a change, I need something different. Okay, so I'm just patting this on here. Now I'm gonna take my squirt bottle on spritz, and I'm just gonna cover this. All right, now we're gonna start right in the center. And I'm gonna turn this on an angle. I don't want much pressure. All I'm doing is just holding the block. Okay, that's all I'm doing. I'm just holding the block. I'm not putting pressure down on it. I'm just holding it in my hand. And when I get to those contours, I'm not gonna go around the contour because the block is straight and the contour is not. So I'm just kind of rubbing it across there and seeing what it does. And you can't tell. You really can't tell. I mean, as you can see, the soap, I don't know if I can tilt this down. There we go. The soap is covering up what we've done. So I can't really tell. I'm going to dab this in the water. And I'm just doing it on the straight part of the guitar right now. I'm going to do this portion, all the textured, not textured, but contoured. All the contoured areas I'm going to do by hand. But on the center, it should be pretty much flat and straight. Okay, so I'm going to dip it there. I'm going to set it on the towel. I'm going to wipe this off and just see what we've got. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. All right, now people are going to freak out thinking that we're destroying it, but we're not. Okay, so see the dullness? That's what we're looking for. That's taking out all of that orange peel. Okay, and what we're looking for is just all dull. We're not looking for anything special. We're just wanting to take out the orange peel. So the orange peel is still up here, okay? But we're taking it out with the 600 grit, wet sanding. All right, so we're gonna continue. I'm just gonna touch this a little bit more. I've got some areas here. And spritz it a little bit. Now again, on the back, we don't have to worry about any of the water getting into the body of the guitar. And we're just barely holding onto the block. We're not putting pressure down on the block. We're just letting this block glide across there. Get a little dry. You can feel it to stick. Once it starts to stick, you want to get a little more water on there so it doesn't stick. And this is no different, apparently, than doing like a car. Like if you would paint a car and you'd have orange peel, you do the same thing. All right, so it's starting to stick again. All I'm doing over here on the side is just dipping it in my water, getting it wet, rinsing it off. All right, so let me wipe this down. Oh yeah, okay. It's coming out. All right, so you can see a real good depiction of what's going on here. All right, so now, look at that. So the difference is the orange peel is up here on top, and now we're taking it out through here. And it's starting to feel like glass. It doesn't look like glass, but it's feeling like glass, okay?